I'm back. Okay. We need to keep our mind in that space between them ears, full of positive thoughts, full of positive thinkings, full of love, so that we can start downloading and pulling some of that stuff down, that creativity down. I'm gonna be honest, y'all. You don't need no drugs. You don't need no alcohol. You don't need no high. All you need is positive thinking. Like, seriously. And now I think that's why God had me to be the way I was in life. I ain't never did no drugs. I ain't never had no alcohol in me that I know of. Don't be spiking my water, y'all. But when I tell you I have lived a high life, like seriously, I have been on a vibe in certain areas of my life. And when I look back, it's those times where I didn't allow other people or negative things to affect me. When I just focused on positive things or get in my zone, music. That's why music is so powerful. Music is not the devil. Music is not our enemy. It's the vibe. It's what you do with the vibe of the music. It's how you connect with the music. It's your thoughts behind the music that affects life. Remember, God was he was the creator of music. Is awesome. Sorry, y'all, I hit my mic. I'm getting excited. I'm telling y'all, if y'all could see me sometimes, y'all would be cracking up. My hands, I'm just excited. I'm passionate about what I'm saying, y'all. But God created music, right? And then the angelic choir. Music is a gift. That's why I admire people who have the gift to sing, to write music. I can write. I just haven't written music in a while. I got a couple of songs too. Let me put that out there. For anybody who needs, for real though, I got a couple of songs I wrote. I just ain't done nothing with it. But my husband, lyricist, creator, writer, he got tracks now. He just ain't put it out. But it's time. We sitting up here with all this knowledge and gifts and talents that God has given us, y'all. We got endless buku buttloads of money filled, success filled gifts and stuff that God has downloaded in us to help and to reach out to the world, right? And music puts you in that mode. If you just put your headphones on and you just cut your music on and you just get in that zone and you stay there, do that daily. Like a lot of people say, I can't meditate. I don't just meditate. That's a form of meditating. Get you a good song with some music that really uplifts you and puts you in that high. Do that every day for 15 minutes. I promise you. Clear your mind and just let the words and the music and the vibes of that music just take you over. You will see things in your life start opening up. You'll see your mind start clearing up. Thoughts start coming to you. You start getting ideas to do things and to move and to go places and to do things that you haven't done. Connect with people you haven't connected with years, and just opportunities and doors start opening for you. It wasn't because anybody or anything in particular was stopping you from getting it before. You were stopping yourself. The devil ain't got no control. People ain't got no control. You. God has given you the power. Oh, sorry, y'all. I didn't mean to do that. God has given you the power. He is a gentleman. He don't force nothing on us. He created it and he said, whomever will, let him come. He said, freely I give. It's for all of us. But will you choose ye this day? Will you receive it? So dads, fathers, sitting in your lazy boy with your water, start meditating and thinking about good things and good thoughts. Start, when you think about your kids, think about them out of love. Think about them out of happiness, out of the fact that you're proud that you are their father. Look at the last, look, I gotta go back to that movie, The Last OG. I'm telling y'all, if you ain't watched it, you gotta watch it. Look at the first episode where he was sitting there in his cell with the picture of her kissing it. And he was back he wasn't ashamed or sad because of the years he missed with her. Time had stopped. And he was still every day living with Shay in his mind. He was thinking of her in the good sense. He didn't even think of the fact that she didn't even contact him for 15 years while he was in there. He could have been bitter. He could have been angry. He could have been upset. And he wouldn't have ended up being the master chef and the OG that he was in there had he went. That's why a lot of the things that we go through, we deal with because of our attitude and our mindset in the midst of what we're in and where we are. I know, because I look back at my life and I see it wasn't so much the attitude of the people around me. Yes, they had their attitudes. Let's not get that twisted. But it's because I allowed their attitudes to affect me, because I had not yet tapped into, and yet I even look back at the fact that it wasn't the time for me to know what I know, because it was not for me to stay there where I was. Everything happens for a reason. You and your baby mama, father, dad, breaking up and not being together now, whether you cheated, she cheated, whatever the reason, it don't matter. It all worked for good. The reason it quote unquote worked negatively is because you've been thinking negatively about it. But if you change how you look at it and see the positive of what happened, it all had to happen. God allowed it to happen for a purpose and a reason. And if we keep it real, y'all, 9 times out of 10, you shouldn't have been with her to begin with. I'm just saying. God allowed it. He not gonna force you not to or force you to. But he knew, okay, you know, that's not really the road I have. That's not the road of least resistance for him to get with her and to mate with her. But a beautiful creation's gonna come out of it, so I'm gonna allow it. Hopefully he'll get it and she'll get it, and they won't let their mindset keep them against each other, and they can develop a beautiful, creation and develop that child and nurture that child into growing into excuse me, being a loving and kind person. God, he expects the best from us. He wants the best out of everything. All things work together for good when we allow it to. But the problem is when we take everything that didn't go the way we thought it should go and we look at it negatively. That's the issue. That's when life cycles continue. That's how you get generational curses. It's the mindset. It's because ain't nobody thinking positive about nothing that done happened in the past. Okay, if I'm telling y'all, I don't even want to imagine had I looked at my father and my mom's relationship, my biological father and my biological mom's relationship to each other, or even both of their relationships to me. Because even when I look back at how I looked at my mom's relationship to me for years, I look and I messed, I'm like, man, I was not in the right mindset. Everything happens for a reason. She taught me so much without teaching me so much. I had to expand my mind and see her for who she is. And now I never stopped loving her, right? But I love and respect her even more now, because she don't even know what she was placed here on this earth to put within me. It was just her presence of who she was and her being true to being who she was that taught me. And I see from her example of being no caring what nobody think, not caring what nobody say, being a good selfish and living her life the way she was supposed to, the way she was placed here to do, take care of nobody but herself. Literally. And that's what we're supposed to do in life. And when I got that, I was able to then be responsible, buck up, handle my business as a woman, and make things happen in my life, and not expect anyone else to do nothing for me. Not looking, well, my mama ain't do this, and my daddy ain't do that, and my uncle ain't did that, my cousin did. It's not their job to do it. And I'm gonna keep it real. Even as a child, looking back, my parents, up until maybe 18, 19, accountability kind of 12, 13. I mean, the parents' responsibility as parents, they nurture you, they have a roof for you. But as you grow up and become a woman, 18, 19, that birds kick their chicks out the nest. Why are you expecting your mama and your daddy to still be breastfeeding you at 45? If they do something for you, that's added. Like, that's something, then you be great. But they gave you life. That was the only job really they were put. That's all they were responsible for doing for you. If we really want to get down to it, if someone is not in your life now, the fact that they gave you life is enough to be grateful for. Because they gave you something nobody else, no money in the world, no cars, no birthday parties, no sitting at your football games, basketball games, coming to your cheerleading events, buying you beds, and none of that can compare to the gift that the fathers gave to these kids, or to the imparted in these fathers. You did something, and once again I commend you. I'm trying to see, was there ever a scripture in the Bible where it showed that Adam and Abraham and even Joseph, Jesus' stepfather, call him, because God was the father. Yeah, that's tight. That just came to me. Joseph was a stepdad, huh? But oh snap, look at it like that. God wasn't in Jesus' life. Ooh. God didn't raise Jesus. Well, he raised him from the dead at 33. Hold up. So you telling me that God wasn't, it was 33 years. Come on, somebody. Can we look at this from a different perspective? It was 33 years. And Joseph raised Jesus. And then what did Jesus turn around and tell Joseph and Mary at what, 12? Or at the age of accountability? Help me y'all, if I get my timelines wrong. Excuse me, it's been a minute. Yeah, I don't